Good morning, friends. In the last lecture, I hope you do remember what we had seen: refraction through a glass slab and refraction through a prism. Understood what is deviation, what happens in a glass slab and what happens in a prism. And then we moved on to the lenses. Yes, we had moved on to the lenses, the convex and the concave. And we had seen the different shape of the lenses. But we are only going to take a biconvex, convex on both sides, and biconcave, concave on both sides. So today we are going to do the nature of the image, the nature, position of the image when the objects are placed at different distances in front of the lenses. But before we go there again, we have to first revise what was in the last lecture, and there was a minor error there. I regret the error. First we see the rules again. Okay, so I can remove this, the things not needed, but just look at the rules. Okay, which is the rule number 1? A ray parallel to the principal axis. Can you see this? This black color. The ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through the focus. So in a convex mirror, remember this rule. In a convex mirror, a ray parallel to the principal axis after refraction passes through the focus. In the convex mirror, a ray parallel to the principal axis. We will take only one ray for simplicity. A ray parallel to the principal axis after refraction appears to pass through the focus. It appears as if it is passing from the focus. So here the ray parallel to the principal axis after refraction passes through the focus. Here the ray parallel to the principal axis after refraction diverges but appears to pass through the focus. Rule number 2, the red colored ray. The ray passing through the focus after refraction becomes parallel to the principal axis. Here the ray appearing to pass through the focus. You don't have to pass through this focus, you have to try to pass through the other focus. A ray of light appearing to pass through the focus after reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. So the black line in both the cases is the first case. Ray parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus, appears to pass through the focus. Now look at the red line. Ray passing through the focus becomes parallel. Ray appearing to pass through the focus becomes parallel. And the third case, blue line. The ray passing through the optical center does not deviate but goes in the same direction in both the cases. So this is the revision, the 3 rules. Now based on the 3 rules, we are going to do the 6 cases. Okay? So we go back to our geometrical drawing. Okay, now let us start the drawing part. So what you will do, in your book, draw a straight line. In your book, draw a straight line and take 2 points at a fixed distance. We'll call it 2f1 and 2f2. Okay? So if you take this 2f1 and 2f2, let us say, for the simplicity's sake, I am taking the distance between them to be 12 centimeter. Okay, so what we have done, I am trying to explain how to draw these diagrams. Draw a straight line, take 2 points on it at a distance of 12 centimeter, call it 2f1 and 2f2. So you have to draw 6 such cases. How many? 6. Again, 2f1, 2f2, straight line, distance of 12 centimeter, 2f1, 2f2. Because there are 6 positions, draw 6 such lines. Okay? Now, if the distance between both of them is 12, then the optical center will lie in between them at 6. At 6 centimeter, you will draw your optical center. Right? So I have taken 12 centimeters, so it is at 6. If you take 14, it will be at 7. If you take say 16, it will be at 8. So the midpoint of 2f1 and 2f2, you have to take O, the optical center. Now the half of this, so it is 12, 6, so half of this is 3. At 3 centimeter, write f1, and here at 9 centimeter, write f2. Okay, so at 3 centimeter f1, 9 centimeter f2, f1, f2. I only drawn 3 lines, but you have to draw 6 lines. 6 different cases we are going to do. So go along with me. Because I have taken this 12 centimeter, halfway is 6 centimeter. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, I did it. Now we want to draw convex lens. Now with the help of a rounder, but don't take the radius to be 6 centimeter. This is only 6. Take it little bigger than 6, let us say 6.5. So taking the radius 6.5 and this as the center 2F2, draw a line, a curve, okay? If you take 6, you will pass through O. So don't take 6. Because you have taken this 6, take a little more than 6, say 6.5 or 7 and draw a line. Same way from here, taking 6.5 or 7, draw a ray and then rub off the extra part. So you get your convex lens. Okay? This is not exactly in the center, but we have to do in the center. Okay? This is something like this we'll get. So did you follow? You can repeat the same here. What? Because you have taken this 6, you can take the ray to be 6.5 on both sides, then rub off the extra part and you will get your lens. So this is one way you can do your lenses. Okay, so 6 figures you have to draw like this. And now we'll begin our cases. Okay, so now we begin the case. What is case number 1? The object is at infinity. Case number 1, the object will be at infinity. Case number 2, it will be beyond 2f1. Beyond 2f1, somewhere behind it. Case number 3, it will be at 2f1, exactly here. Case number 4, it will be between 2f1 and f1. Case number 5, it will be at f1. And case number 6, between f1 and o. Clear? So what are we going to do? 6 cases. But 6 cases in which lens? The convex lens. One at infinity, then somewhere beyond 2,1, at 2,1, between 2f1 and f1. So we are bringing the object from infinity, beyond 2f1, at 2f1, between 2f1 and f1, at f1 and between f1 and 0. So 6 cases we have to see applying the rules and forming the images. So what is the first rule? The object is at infinity. So when the object is at infinity, we do not draw the object. What happens to the rays of light? They are parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, they will pass to the focus. Now do not draw it from here, draw the line from the center. Take the line exactly to the center here and passes to the focus. So case number 1, the ray of light is coming from infinity. Okay? So in case number 1, where is the image formed? At f2. The image is formed at f2. You can say at f2. So lines are actually meeting here. So it will be real and inverted. As you can see the case, and it is meeting at a point, so it will be highly diminished. So when the object it has infinity, then the image is formed at 2f2, real and inverted and highly diminished, very very small, point light. Like I gave you the example when you burn the paper. If you put your paper here, newspaper here in a lens, it will start to burn. Case 2, beyond 2f1. Now let us move to case 2, beyond 2f1. So let me put my object beyond 2f1. Now follow the rules, whichever rules you want to follow. We take the first rule, ray parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, passes to the focus. Second one you can take, ray passing to the focus. After reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. or you can take ray passing through the optical center does not change the direction. They will meet at the same point. You can take any two. So where is the image formed? Check it out. Where is the image formed? Can you see? Applying the same rules. Rule number 1, parallel to the principal axis, after refraction passes through focus, passing through focus, after reflection parallel to the principal axis. So in case number 2, when the image is beyond 2f1, where is the image formed? Sorry, there has been a mistake here. The line should not be like this. It is passing through the focus and become parallel to the principal axis. The image is formed here. Sorry for the error again, but keep your drawing proper. Draw the line through F1 exactly at the center line, and then take it here, passing parallel and passing here. So, where is the image formed? Between F2 and 2F2. Can you see? F2 and 2F2. It is again real and inverted. This time it is not highly diminished, but just diminished. Smaller in size, diminished. So, at infinity it was at F2. When we brought it near, the image has become between F2 and 2F2. Okay? We brought this object near, the image has gone a little far. Now, third case. At 2F1. Exactly at 2F1. What happens exactly at 2F1? If you pass through O, it will go at O, and when you draw parallel, you should get your image exactly at 2F2. So in the third case, at 2F1, the image is formed at 2F2. Again you can see real and inverted, and not diminished but same size. So just like the mirror, but on the opposite side. Now let us look at the fourth case. So I am going to use the same diagram for the fourth case now. What do we have in the fourth case? Where is the object? Between 2F1 and F1. So between 2F1 and F1, what I can do? I can again pass through O. It goes unriddled and parallel, which passes through the focus. So the image is formed in this place right now. Okay, can you see? Parallel, after refraction to the focus, passing through goes so there we have it. So what you can see, where is the image formed? Beyond 2F2. Again it is real and inverted, but this time the size has become big, it is enlarged. Fifth case. What is the fifth case here? The object has to be placed at F1. So we place the object at F1. Again applying the same rules. Passing through O, going straight, parallel, passes through focus. What you can see, passing through O goes directly parallel to these lines have become parallel. Now when they become parallel, they will never meet. So the image is formed at, what is the image formed? Let me write here. The image is formed at infinity. But because it is on the other side of the lens, it is real and inverted and highly enlarged or highly magnified. Highly enlarged or highly magnified. And the sixth case, What is the sixth case we have? Between O and F1. Okay, the sixth case is the object is placed between 0 and F1. I place it here. You can apply the same rules again. Passing through O, passing through F1. Now this you can see are diverging. So if you trace them backwards, they will meet at a point. Okay? You can trace them backwards, they will meet at a point. So this time the image is formed in front of the lens. Okay? In front of the lens. So front of the lens we can write. Now it is on the other side, so it is, sorry, the same side, so it's virtual and erect, and it is enlarged. Okay? So friends, you can observe the 6 cases here. We have done all the 6 cases on the board one by one. First the first 3, so we repeat it again. You have got a table in your book which shows the position of the object and the position of the image and the nature of the image and the size. Okay, so remember this table. We start again. Look on the board clearly. At infinity means very far on the left side. So we have used the same convention here. We are putting the object on the left side. At infinity is very, very far. The rays of light were parallel. The image at F2, real and inverted, highly diminished. Second case beyond 2F1. When it was placed beyond 2F1, the image was formed between F2 and 2F2, real and inverted but diminished. At 2F2, the image was formed when the object was placed at 2F1, the image was formed exactly at 2F2, real and inverted and of the same size. As you bring it near, between 2F1 and F1, that is now the figure on the board, the image was formed beyond 2F2, real and inverted and enlarged. In the fifth case, when the object was at F1, the image is formed at infinity, but because it is on the other side of the lens, it is real and inverted and highly enlarged. And the sixth case, when the image is between F1 and O, the image is formed on the same side of in front means on the same side of the object. It is virtual and erect and enlarged. Okay, so these are the different cases in the convex lens. Now we go to the concave lens. For the concave lens, there are only 2 cases. Okay, now we have done the same type of diagram, 12 centimeter at 6 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 9 centimeter in both the cases, but here I have taken the radius lesser than 6. Radius can be 5.5 on both sides. You will get a concave lens of this type, and there are only 2 cases here. Case number 1, the object is at infinity. So when the object is at infinity, the rays will be parallel. After refraction, they will diverge, so it appears to pass through the focus. So, in case number 1 for the concave lens, when the object is at infinity, the image is formed where at F1 on the same side of object. Okay, because it is on the same side, it will be virtual and erect and highly diminished, means very, very, very small. This is when the object is at infinity, the rays will diverge up here. And second case, you place the object anywhere that you want, any place of your choice. Okay, what you will get, a ray parallel will diverge outside, yes, and one appearing to pass through the focus will become parallel. So, if you trace them backwards, they both will meet at some point here, but you can see, okay, the first case what we have done, we have placed the object at infinity. The only second case is what? So no matter where you place the object between O and infinity, the image will be always be formed. So where you place the object is between infinity and O. Infinity and O. Where is the image formed? Always between F1 and O, same side of object. So it is virtual and erect, but smaller in size, so diminished. So there are only two cases for the concave lens. At infinity, it is formed at the same side of the object, at the focus at f1, virtual and erect and highly diminished. Yet from infinity to any value you place it, it is same side again, virtual and erect and diminished. So here we are ending the cases for the lenses. You will need to practice to draw this properly. Yes, we will also have numericals based on this, but before that we have to derive the lens formula and see the magnification for lenses. But the other sign convention and all we will do in the next lecture. For this lecture, you will have to practice as instructed how to draw the different cases. So this lecture is quite small in size today, but I am going to leave here because I want you to practice these diagrams as many times as possible. One of this could be asked in the exam for 3 marks. Like the question is, describe or discuss the position, nature and size of the image when the object is placed at a certain position, let's say between 2f1 and f1 of a convex lens. So depending on the question, you will have to draw this diagram and explain through a diagram. So this diagrams will need a lot of practice. I am going to end here. Thank you.